I'm sure.
So I saw Barb a couple of times this week, and there we go. And she kept asking me, "Did you do your experiment?" "No, I haven't done it yet." "Did you do your experiment?" "No, I haven't."
Well, at least she wasn't like, "No, I'm not going to do it."
Right, because I know that it works. And so I went to the Prosperity Plus class and came home, and that's a pretty big deal, that class. And so I went home and started to do my homework, and I thought, yes, I need to do my experiment now. So my experiment was, I need a sign from God that I'm stepping into the right thing by taking this Prosperity Plus class for myself and my family, and that'll show up by paying for itself. But I was really hung up in the 48-hour thing. 48 hours isn't very much time. And so, finished my homework. One of the assignments was to clean out your wallet. I cleaned out my wallet. I had an old check in there from my mom that she wrote to me, and guess how much it was for? $60. My class was paid for, so.
Oh, that's so much.
So Friday night, I called Barb, and Chris couldn't get home from Denver, and I was just kind of worried because of the flooding. So I'm a happy dollar that he's home. He got home. And I did my 48-hour test, if you will, for God. And my receptionist at work had emergency evacuation in Old Evans, and so we sent her home early, and we're really worried about her. You know, like, is her house going to be okay? So I called Barb, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to put a bubble around her house, like a, you know, impermanent, you know, can't permeate the bubble. And then I did a spiritual mind treatment and was really focused on it Friday night. And Jody called me, texted me Saturday morning, and her house was totally fine. Yeah. So nice 48 hours. I just have one more happy dollar for Warren Rath. He's not here, but I've really been struggling doing my meditation on a regular basis. So I thought, out of all the people in the congregation, who could really help me stay accountable to that? And it's Warren, and 5 days straight. Yeah, it's really good.
That was brave on your part. Okay, and I love Amaya's sweatshirt this morning, by the way. And yours, but you know.
My affirmation for myself for this week is that I am abundant and grateful. And at least concerning work, over my 48 hours, I had several customers that never gave me the time of day that started blowing up my phone and wanted to start to buy. I had several customers that wanted to start buying additional categories that they've always told me we're going to go to your competitor for, and also got a few phone calls from some properties I didn't even know existed that said it's time to do some business. So I was excited about that. And then I guess with all the floods and everything, we wanted to show our gratefulness and how much we appreciate our abundance. So we went over to the dollar store and grabbed a bunch of toiletries and everything to give to Red Cross yesterday. And I was so overwhelmed seeing so many other families at the dollar store that were also cleaning out all the toiletries. And then Corinne decided that she wanted to give up her allowance to buy some toys for some kids that could use something. And so we went over to the rec center and dropped off our stuff and immediately found a family that was in need. And our kids gave their kids some toys, and it was just a beautiful thing seeing the community come together, and it was wonderful. So
That's awesome. Thank you. It's a race.
Okay, we're going.
The rec center was pretty intense yesterday, actually.
Hi. So we're poor college students, and 2 weeks ago we received like these magical baskets of like macaroni and cheese and Pop-Tarts and honeycomb cookies and food and
Spatulas.
yeah, a lot of things. And so we just wanted to say thank you for that. And we have a happy dog because we're fed and we're happy. So.
And you are not for college.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that lecture as soon as service is over.
You are awesomely abundant, college.
Yeah. So I've been receiving kind of like random awesome and love all week, which, I mean, my 48-hour thing was just really general because like I don't know what to do. But when I get tired and hungry, I get really whiny, especially in my thoughts. And I had been cramming, I hadn't slept like a day and a half. I was sitting at the student center at Ames, and I was just like, I hate my life, I'm so tired, I'm so hungry. And this girl came in, and she was like, hey, can I sit here? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And after a while, she's like, okay, so this is really weird. But she's like, I ordered so much food. She's like, do you think you can help me eat this? Because I can't take it to my next class. I was like, all right, sure. So we sat there and ate Domino's cheesy bread. I was just kind of like, oh, this is awesome. And I mean, I've just kind of had like random things throughout the week happening like that. This is actually kind of annoying. My paycheck ended up, my time card is wrong. And so I didn't get enough money for my paycheck, and so my rent is late. Talked to my landlord, I was like, really sorry, totally come in. He sends me this like 6-page text of how much he's just happy that I live there, and how, I mean, and this guy just like totally just blank most of the time, just kind of like whatever, just no emotion, but he's just like, I love that you live here, and I'm really happy here in my life, and he's like, take as much time as you need. And I was like, wow. It's been that kind of week.
Okay, Shalane, because this one's big over here.
So I'll try to be brief. I was not here last week, but I am not without stories. And one of them, Barb reminded me, I woke up in one morning with excruciating pain and went to, I couldn't breathe or sit still, it hurt so much. And I went to urgent care, and they said, we think you might have a kidney stone. And from the time I started hurting, I just started like a mantra saying, God is all there is, I am one with God. God is all there is, I am one with God. And after, it took a couple of hours, but the pain just totally went away. They did a scan after that and told me there was a kidney stone there, but I never had one bit more of pain. I don't know what happened to the kidney stone. It hasn't come back. And so that's worth definitely a happy dollar. And one other thing, I went to a conference, and there was a lunch banquet, and I went with another person who went to get a ticket for that banquet. I already had a ticket, and they said the tickets were all sold out. And so I went back up to the little counter there just to see, and the person at the counter said, well, you know, I got the whole package and I have to work here at this counter through lunch, so here's my ticket, which was like a $45 ticket. And so we got to eat lunch together. Thank you, everybody.
Well, I have two happy dollars. Excuse me. I'm very grateful. Last week, 2 of my daughters and I were in a car accident, and 2 cars were totaled, but we're all sore, but we're healthy and we're okay. And another, we have a son doing an internship in Germany, and he's been very, very sick, and nobody can tell him what's wrong. He's been in the emergency room 3-4 times, and he's getting better. We don't know what happened, but he's getting better.
You have a surprise now. You guys have to introduce yourselves too, because a lot of people don't know you.
I'm Mike Callan, this is my wife Camden, and we don't get here near as enough as we'd really like to, but this is our new daughter Brooke. And we're she's 8 weeks old now.
She's so beautiful. Thank you. I'm so glad to meet her finally.
I'm glad we made it.
I know. I love this.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I want to talk to you more. Oh, babies.
Wait, more? There's more.
Oh, geez, another one. That's awesome. I keep tripping over my magic wand.
I'm Paula. I'm pretty new to this church, and the plan is for me to continue coming. I wasn't here last week for the 48-hour challenge or whatever it is, but I have started the Foundations class, I'm doing my homework. And, I feel with in my efforts to change my thinking patterns and, with my affirmations, that it's making a difference. I can see it. And before I came to church this morning, last night I got a phone call for someone offering to go to coffee with me, and then I went outside, walked my dog, and there's like a river in Evans, and I was like, I want to go to church, but I don't want to go to coffee, and then I texted her, weather, blah, blah, blah. So then, I drove into town, and it's a lot better here in Greeley, and so I texted her back, and I said, hey, if you're still up for it, I'll go. So, part of my affirmations was to, keep working on friendships, and so I feel successful.
The woman of the hour.
Just to give you a little bit more background on the story that Barb shared this morning, we've been trying to sell this car for like 3 months, and everything's just been crazy, crazy, crazy. And we've had this plan to be, after I got through school, we were going to go on a cruise and celebrate before I started working and all of that. And it's like everything's just gone boom, 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 and stopped it. And so it was like, I had the faith that it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. I just don't know when. So for it to happen at that moment, it wasn't even 48 hours. It was less than 24 hours, kids. And the other wonderful thing about it is several months ago, we'd heard about this conference in Greece. It's called Life, Death, and Beyond. And I don't know exactly what all that's going to entail, but it's a conference that Dr. Eben Alexander, who wrote Proof of Heaven, he's one of the main speakers. And it's a week-long conference. It's really, really expensive. And when the flyer came through, we thought, there's no way we can do this. It's too expensive, blah, blah, blah. The money for the conference, what we got from the car and my stained glass business that I sold a few weeks ago, is like the right amount for us to be able to go to the conference and then have a really nice leisurely cruise back to the States and absorb everything that's going to be happening at that conference. So this is my very happy dollar, and we're very grateful. And the biggest thing is if all that had happened, if our plan had been the big plan, we would have gone, somewhere else. And I just really know in my heart that we're supposed to be at this conference and have this time, and we're going to be really blessed by that. So that's, yeah, awesome. And we would have gone earlier and missed the whole thing, and so it's just supposed to be right.
I won't talk that long.
Yeah.
Aside from the car being sold, which is a very wonderful thing, and I cannot tell you my level of relief, we also kind of got a $1,000 bonus out of it, which I won't explain, but I'm going to tithe on it in part, half of it here and half to the Will County Food Bank. I think would be a good thing.
Yeah.
And Susan got to give her notice. That's a big one.
Testimonial day.
No kidding. So I am not going to feel sorry for myself today. I am going to be bigger and different than that. I am very thankful for my car not selling, because it didn't sell. My father-in-law had pity on my financial situation and is actually going to pay to get my turbo replaced on my turbo diesel, which is not much of a car without a turbo. So yeah, I've been saving up. This is 20.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you.
And I am not a poor student. Although I am a student, I am doing it well and not doing it poor.
There you go. There you go. Lots of blessings. Last one.
I'll try to be quick. Here's my $50. Getting back from seeing my mom when she was ill, and I've been doing a lot of traveling while I was down there to try and find a rehab center, nursing home that could help get her off of her tracheotomy. I was really exhausted, so I had the mindset after church that, okay, I'm going to be positive in this next 48 hours. Everything's going to be good. I know when I get back to work, I'm going to have a ton of phone calls, emails, all this kind of stuff to catch up on. And so I'm raring to go. So that morning I got up, I was running early, walked out the door, and saw I had a flat tire. So I was like, oh no, gotta think positive, go back inside. Mary's able to go ahead and stay with the car, wait for the tow truck driver to change out that tire. I took her car to work, got to work 1 minute late, basically on time. So I'm like, okay, staying positive, this is working. Start listening to my messages on my phone. A lot of angry people, yelling, screaming, being very mean to me. It really took me on a downer. Went into a meeting, got frustrated with bureaucracy and people not being able to utilize a new facility that had 300 beds in it in Fort Lyons, that people had co-occurring issues. So I was very frustrated, really turned my mindset around, posted it on Facebook. Barb kicked me in the butt and said, hey, something good's gonna happen in the next day. Well, she gave me what I needed, got me realigned, and the next day, everybody was so wonderful, I just wanted to cry. It was great. Every person I talked to was encouraging, sweet, nice, productive. Everything was great. It started raining like cats and dogs. I tried to get to pick up Cameron from school because he didn't expect me, and I didn't want him to have to run through the rain. Well, he had already left to go to Grandma's, was there, dry, no problem, got there before the rain started coming down. And then Mary had wonderful news. She had been trying to get a full-time position in what she's doing, and she received word that day that she got it. So it was a fantastic day.
All right, let's have the ushers come on up and let's just take those gifts and tithes and offering. And also, if you want to write a check to the Red Cross or to the food bank, you could make one out to them directly and put it in, and we will get them to them in the next 48 hours or so. Just repeat after me. I believe in the principle of abundance.
I believe in the principle of abundance.
I believe my life is to be good.
I believe my life is to be good.
I know that these principles work through me.
I know that these principles work through me.
And I see them expanding my life.
I see them expanding my life.
And the life of my community.
And the life of my community.
Joyfully.
Joyfully.
I share my good.
I share my good.
So it is.
So it is.